Tonight, if you would have seen what just happened in the pre-show, you'd be laughing along with me. Tonight, we're back from BlizzCon. Hi, everybody. Now, what the hell happened? We have Warcraft, HOTS, Hearthstone, Overwatch, and more as Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. Battlenet News is back, and we're back from BlizzCon, where we had a pretty good time over at BlizzCon, and hopefully you guys checked out the audio show that we did from our Casa de BlizzCon. It's boring. Sorry, but it was a fun time, and I don't know. We all had a good time. I was drinking beer. It was great. From the Battlenet News broadcast bunker, back in the bunker in Minneapolis. Today is November 15th, 2016, and it is now 10:15 in the PM Central Time. Thanks for joining us from all around the Blizzard universe. My name is Pat Crane, your host of the show, and the players are here. We do actually have some players tonight. And up first, from Adults with Jobs and the Ermagerd Offensive, it's Sharku! Oh, he's got the con crud. He's got the con crud. Con crud. Con crud.
All right, I think I got it out. Hey, Pat.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Yeah. All right. And I'm gonna get off of you before I catch it again. And I'm gonna go to the guy from the Payload podcast and Well Met podcast over at BlizzPro.com. It's John Horstmann. Hey, buddy.
Shark took my joke. That was gonna be my joke, Shark. I'm just kidding. Wasn't gonna be my joke, but it's still a pretty good one. Kudos to you, Shark. That was clever. That was good.
Yep. It was good.
Nice job.
It was good. Didn't have you even have to say a thing. Hi.
I actually just cleared out my lungs.
I must say that was the best open I think I've ever heard you do. So
right, just start laughing because you said it. You told a joke, and I can't remember what it was now. It's so long ago. But you said a joke, and then I was trying to just get the silence, get the clear slate before we started the show, and then I couldn't hold it. Couldn't hold it any longer. I just started laughing.
That's what the pre-show is all about, though. You got to get the giggles going,
right? And you guys got to come for the show to catch the pre-show because we do all that stuff in front of the folks. So it's a good time. It's a good time. Welcome everybody, and welcome back from BlizzCon, everybody. And hopefully you guys have seen the virtual ticket, and you've seen all the shows, and you've done all the things, and now it's time to get back to business. Right in time for the holiday season, so it's all good.
You have 1 week to reconsider and prepare your life for another really busy, 2 months. 2 months.
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
Yeah, it was like Nerd Christmas last week, and now we're getting ready for the holidays.
Thanksgiving
and the holiday season. For everybody else.
You got really hungry.
All right, let's talk about what we've been doing in gaming. Let's get on to the show. And John, I'm going to start with you. John, what's been going on with you in game? You play all the different games. What's going on?
Well, I've been playing a lot of said different games. It's been good. Basically, I was not feeling. I came back from BlizzCon strong. I'm like, I beat the con crud. Had 2 excellent days where they were very productive. I was very inspired from everything that we saw and witnessed at BlizzCon. And then come Thursday, Friday, and well, crap. There it came, hit me hard. I was out for about 3 days, and I did nothing but play Hearthstone and Overwatch, and it was amazing because I can do that from my couch.
Nice.
So did nothing but play those 2 games, and I lost my voice yelling because I'm a very competitive Overwatch player.
No.
Yeah,
no way.
It's so bad.
I don't see it.
Like I seem like a very happy, cheery person here on the podcast, of course. But when you get with me and we get 2 Widowmakers on our defensive, Numbani pull or something like that.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm yelling. I'm not even in team chat. I'm just yelling because it makes me feel better, but I don't want them to feel bad because, it's going to be the one time where they're like brand new players and it's the only hero that they know how to play. And I'm like, you know what? I get that, but stop it.
Just stop.
Stop it. Thankfully, I know we're going to talk about it later, but we have
with the new patch. There's some new changes there.
The no hero limit stuff is gone. So
saw
that's
that,
great.
and I was really disappointed. By the way, because I wanted to do an all Sombra team. I wanted everybody to do. Now we can't. We'll get into that.
You still can. It's in the brawl.
Yeah, it's in the brawl, but I don't know. It's not the same.
Just can't get loot boxes.
It's not the same unless you can mess with everybody's competitive game. Come on,
That's
you know
true.
that. Shark, what's been going on with you? You're getting over the crud, like
we're
all of us.
Soldiers now.
We've all got the crud now.
No, well, I had to go right back to work on Monday. We got back from BlizzCon, and I spent all week trying to open a Broadway musical with one dress rehearsal.
Wow.
So it wasn't on Broadway. It's a Broadway musical done
way off Broadway. It's
way off
the same
Broadway.
thing.
About a few hundred miles off Broadway.
It's on 2000th Street. It's just outside of
64 millionth Street.
Right.
It's I finally opened the show this weekend.
Yep.
I don't have anything else to do because I'm the director, and once it opens, you're done. So
awesome.
I get to play video games again, and really all I've done is some world quests. I haven't. Yesterday was my first time getting back to play, and nobody was really available, so I didn't get to do anything.
Aww.
I posted in our Discord today. I'm like, hey, who wants to do Kara? Because I only get to see a couple of the bosses from it the week it opened, and then we went to BlizzCon and everything's crazy. So I'm really ready to get back in game.
Yeah.
And I played a little bit of Varian on the try mode today too. I tried to get some time in that before we came in here. We'll talk about him later. But
we'll talk about him in a little bit.
Not much video gaming as of yet. So let's wrap this up so I can get some.
It's okay because I mean I think that everybody's still kind of coming down from the BlizzCon high and it was a great time. It was a really great time, and we're gonna have pictures. By the way, interviews are up on our YouTube page right now, and I think I put links in Twitter and all that kind of fun stuff as well. But all the interviews from the party, from the Well Played party, are over there. So you can see Cuddles, our MC of the stream, as he talks to people like Oddish and Celestalon and John Horstmann and and a very angry Darius. Well, he wasn't very angry, but.
A normal Darius.
A normal Darius, yeah, right. And all this other stuff. So, I mean, I think there's like 15 plus discussions over there on YouTube. So make sure to check them out. And you can see what happened at the party if you didn't make the live stream or if you were at the party but didn't actually see what was going on in the live stream. So there's all that stuff going on. And thanks again to everybody that donated, participated, volunteered, etc. And thanks to our, some of the folks that gave out prizes to us, including Jinx. And I actually have one thing to say before we get into the news. So Jinx.com, they redid their site this last week. Looks totally, they updated the whole ding dang thing. And guess what? we have a deal for you guys, or actually they have a deal for you guys. You can get free domestic and international shipping on orders. Free. From
what?
Yeah, it expires the end of the month. So if you didn't get your stuff at BlizzCon and you're gearing up for the holidays or you're getting presents or whatever, it expires 11/30/2016. Enter the code CTR when you check out. Enter the code CTR and get free domestic and international shipping on all your orders right there.
Follow-up question.
Bang.
Follow-up question.
Yeah.
So I was eyeing this pretty awesome Legion t-shirt on jinx.com.
Yeah.
How much, when I use the code CTR, how much is shipping?
It's zero.
Zero?
Zero.
Okay.
Zero.
Great.
Just use that code.
Done. I
It'll
am
be good.
legitimately going straight to the website, right? Like, you
Do
think
it.
I'm joking?
Do
Like,
it.
this is set up.
Do
I'm
it.
actually going
Do
to
it.
the website. Because
Wow.
shipping is the one thing that bothers me, right? You spend $20, $25 on a t-shirt, you pay $6 for shipping.
Yep.
No, not doing it. Going right now.
Well, I have another deal for you since we're talking about deals and shirt deals and stuff like that. You know, we have a store over at converttorate.com.
Yeah.
We have a store
I do.
over there, and links up to our store at TeePublic. And right now at TeePublic, all shirts on our store on converttorate.com, $14.
What?
So it might not be free shipping, but it's a damn good deal on a t-shirt. So go on over there and check it out. Check out our store. Go to converttorate.com. Check out the store in there. Two things.
Two
Especially-
things.
especially
I'm
if
the
you're-
Kalani one.
Especially.
That
Yeah.
was Hannah's
Freaking
favorite
Kalani.
pickup from BlizzCon this year. We went into the CTR party, and I'm like, all right, I got to buy a CTR guild shirt because you're in the guild now. And she started playing with this since last year, and she's like, I don't want a CTR guild shirt. I want a Kalani shirt.
Yep. Kalani's got his own shirt over there.
Freaking Kalani.
He
I'm
kills
keeping it
everybody.
PG.
Yep. So you can get the drinking and swearing shirt over there. By the way, this weekend, drinking and swearing, we're going to be playing Overwatch because free Overwatch for everybody.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're going to be playing Overwatch this Friday night.
This is going to be the week I take Kalani down. I've been practicing.
I don't think
and
that's going
training.
to happen. It never happens. All right.
Thanks, Pat.
All right.
Thanks, Pat.
That's enough preamble. Let's get on to the show. We've got a lot to discuss tonight. Here we go.
Heck yeah.
Into the news we go, and let's start off with World of Warcraft, as we always do, because there's actually quite a bit going on, especially this week, because we have, that Trial of Valor thing that opened up recently.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now we have both Mythic and Raid Finder versions of Trial of Valor right now, and let's take a look. I just want to see. Nope. Nobody has beaten the last boss quite yet. Helya still survives in Mythic mode. We have Limit and SNF, both at 2 of 3 in Mythic version of Trial of Valor. So that's pretty cool. Congratulations to those guys. Let me give them the big round of applause. I just think it's cool, man.
And a guild on our server, Easy, is number 3 right now.
Yep, Easy is 1 of 3, and Midwinter's 1 of 3, and Entropy, and I'm just trying to see. All I care about are the Alliance guilds. What are the Alliance guilds that are? I'm just kidding. There are quite a few Alliance
And
guilds
half
though
the
that
people turned it off. There it is.
right. So, but there's only a handful of teams that have Mythic kills so far. So there's right now it looks like there's only 6 as of this recording. So there we go. We'll check in later and we'll see what's going on. But it's the first day, so it's all good.
Yeah, it was day 1, right? So the Emerald Nightmare, it was 24 hours or less than 24 hours to go through 7 bosses. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good. For 3 bosses, we're 12-ish hours in, and only 2 of 3. So improvement, I would say. Improvement. Let me watch that world first,
Right. And I think that we'll check in later in the show and see if anything has moved as far as that goes. And by the way, if you guys want to figure out what's going on with the Trial of Valor, then you can check out our friends over at Line of Sight Gaming on the YouTubes, or even find them on the launcher right now. So that's a big congrats to those guys. Yeah! They landed. We got one of the bosses up on the launcher. So, yep, it's that and the dev Q&A with Ion Hazzikostas. Those are the two vids that they have up on the launcher. So it's all good. It's all good.
Nice.
I know those guys.
Yeah. They're on the show. Tatva was supposed to be on tonight, but he's got the con crud too.
I know. They just wanted to give me a chance to be able to be on the show.
Right.
They were like, Sharku never gets to talk.
Everybody's sick. Everybody's sick or has been sick in the last week. It's horrible. But we're getting through it. It was good. All the hugs were worth it. All right, let's talk about the interview with Ion Hazzikostas, the dev interview, the dev Q&A. So on Friday, was it? Yes, Friday.
Yes.
Ion Hazzikostas and Lore were talking some stuff, and the one thing that really rang through the entire interview was that Lore still doesn't have like full control of OBS or XSplit or whatever he's using.
Do any of us though, Pat? As somebody,
I don't.
As somebody who does a podcast online as well, I know you do as well. Do we ever really have control, or are we just victims to a very jealous and benevolent God that is XSplit?
I know it's pretty horrible, but it was interesting to watch him kind of go through that stuff. No, but it was good. So it was like a follow up to all of the stuff that Ion had done at BlizzCon. Was there anything new, exciting, different that was said here, fellows? I'll just kind of open it up to you guys. John,
I don't know how much of it was new. That's tricky. I've got my cliff notes of what they talked about, but I don't know how much of it.
And he also, I don't know if they mentioned 7.3. They talked about us going to Argus in the panel. Yeah. So, and those of you that might not be caught up on what was talked about at BlizzCon, there's going to be Tumas Argyris is not the last raid in Legion. There's going to be something else after that, and they alluded to Argus, taking the fight to Argus. So he talked about 7.3 a little bit. He mentioned that it'll be the capstone of the Legion story, it looks like, in the notes here.
Right.
As well. So that will be where they're looking to end that.
Yeah, it should be kind of cool. And one of the other things that, so, I mean, we're going to go to Argus, and that's 7.3. So 7.2 is the Tumas Argyris, right? And then, so those are the ones. And then anything else is like a small build. Like 7.1.5, which is the next thing up on the PTR.
Small or medium. He talked a little bit about the small and the medium builds, like a medium being like a Karazhan patch.
Yeah. So, and my guess is that they can still do whatever the heck they want. As long as they keep throwing up content, they'll be fine.
I was just as happy with the new 5-mans as I was with any raid content that I've seen in the past 2 expansions.
Oh yeah.
With Karazhan coming out, Karazhan felt like a raid tier to me. It felt like it was a 5-man raid tier, but yeah.
It was.
But it felt like it was something new to do. It was all this new stuff, and I didn't have to get my entire group together. I could just get 5 guys from the guild that know how to play.
Yeah.
Well, or even 5 people just from your server or from the pre-made finder.
Sure. Well, and in talking with Ion at the Well Played party, I was like, he was talking about, 5-player progression is new. We have to see how this thing plays out. But so far, it seems like everybody is really enjoying it. It seems like everybody is really, and this is a weekend. I mean, it's early numbers, but still, when you have tremendous positive response to something like this, where you say, "Oh my God, you're giving me something new. You're giving me something that is a new take on an old favorite, and you've updated it, and you've made it pretty, and you've done all the things, and you've made it 5-man. It's kind of cool. It's pretty neat. I dig it a lot.
Yeah, I like it. I think this is something where the World of Warcraft team has finally realized that's harsh. Not finally realized, but they've really come to terms with the fact that the people who are playing World of Warcraft are changing. Not that they don't want 10-man content or 20-man content, but that it's a lot more difficult to pull off, in my opinion, than it was, even just a couple years ago. The amount of planning that it takes, and I think that so far in not Draenor Legion, thank God, not Draenor.
Right.
So far in Legion, we've been pretty. The community has been pretty positive on the fact that I can still play with just 4 other people and feel like I am progressing and being challenged and being told a story and contributing to the story without, needing 10, 15, 20 people. The number of people, while still important, I don't want to take away the level of importance that gives to some people. Yeah. It is less than ever, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, and one of the reasons why my old guild failed or died off is because people started dwindling at the end of raid tiers, and when there was nothing new to do in raid, they stopped playing the game.
Right.
Well, that can still happen now, and I still have people to play the game with. We would have 5 or 6 people, online wanting to raid, and we could never get a raid together. But if I've got 5 or 6 people now, we can go do 5-mans, or we can do all this other Mythic Plus dungeons, and still play at the level that we wish to play at, because in the past 5-mans were obsolete by the time the raid opened.
Right, and so just another note. So Mythic Plus dungeons have 5 new levels of pain.
Yeah.
To go with.
Yeah.
So if you really like the 5-man content, you've got at least harder levels, and you've got harder and harder things. So you've got challenges ahead of you, which is great. And so I mean, it's pretty nice. I mean, the 5-man content has been great. The raid content has been fun, which is always nice. And you see that, I mean, because just looking at WoW progress, for the number of Mythic teams out there competing to be number 1, there are 6. There are 6 that are at least on track with Tuesday being their day to go in and play, which is, to me, is very foreign, right?
It's weird that there's no EU teams.
Well, is it even open yet? I don't think it's open
live.
Yet. I don't think it's live.
It must not be live in the EU. It can't be, because it's all US and Oceanic teams.
But in the US, there are 6 teams.
NA number 1. NA number 1. I'm calling it right now.
And so it's
they've already got 2 Mythic bosses down.
Right.
So EU's going to get 3 down.
But in the US, there's only 6 teams that are shooting for this thing, and 3-4 years ago, it was 20. If it was any, it was at least 20 US teams were going for it. Where they were like, let's do the old college try. Let's go for it. Whatever. And now we have 6 that have killed a Mythic boss in the first. I mean, it's only been 12 hours or whatever, but I mean, still, that's 3-4 years ago. You wouldn't have had that problem. So, and now you have. Just teams are doing all sorts of different things. They're playing all sorts of different esports, even in the Blizzard universe, and so it's a very different way to WoW.
I don't necessarily like. I want to make sure that I'm on the record of saying I don't think that this is bad.
No, it's not
by any stretch. I think, as far as me personally, my friends list is filled with more people playing World of Warcraft than ever.
Absolutely.
Does it mean that there's maybe less Mythic Plus and Mythic Raiders and that top tier? Maybe. I don't have any data to back that up. But all I know is that World of Warcraft across the board, from just about anybody I've talked to right now in Legion, is the most fun and the most engaging content that has ever been. And if it means that 4 or 5 guilds, yes, there's a top 20, 3 years ago, there's 20 guilds competing for world first. Only 4 or 5 of them had, real sponsors and were getting paid to do it. The rest of them were just people who love the game so much that were doing that. If it means that has, changed for a much more healthier game, like, I'm all about that. I think that that's amazing. And I think that's a huge sign of maturity, not only number one for the World of Warcraft team, but the community as well. I don't see people on the forums screaming about nobody's raiding anymore, nobody's doing this, and
nobody.
I'm not seeing that. We've seen that in the past. We saw that in Draenor all the time. You'd go check out the forums on a Tuesday, Wednesday morning, and be like, nobody's raiding, and it's not fun, and I've been doing this, and I'm just, I'm over it. And this time I'm like, yeah, there's a lot less people, maybe potentially raiding world first, but there are so many more people who are just enjoying content, being with people, being involved in a community. And I think that's so much more healthy for the game.
It really is. And I think you're totally right. I have not, and I didn't mean to come across as like,
you weren't
complaining about the number of teams. It's just, it's odd, right? I mean, because if you saw this 3 or 4 years ago, you'd say, what the heck is going on? Right. Yep. But these days you're not saying what's going on. You're saying they have created all this other content. And I really do think that small team content is really awesome right now between all the Blizzard games. Right. Mm-hmm. So if you go across all Blizzard games and you can say, hey, you know what? I can take my 5 or 6 guys that I know and we can play whatever game we want. And if we're missing a dude, we can always just jump into Diablo and do whatever there. Perfect. That's awesome. That's amazing. So
totally.
It's really, really cool. And we're finding that people have all sorts of different ways that they play WoW and even including the solo route where they're just going and, man, so many world quests, so much stuff to do. So many dungeons that can be done so many ways. I mean, it's incredible. I really dig it. So,
I'm all about it. I think, like I said, I haven't been playing WoW for the longest time of anyone on the podcast. It's been long enough. It's been 6 years, 7 years I've been playing World of Warcraft.
I don't know if I
can say this feels the healthiest that I ever remember feeling the game. Shark, what did you not tell us? Tell us.
I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I've been playing since vanilla.
You know how when a guy's been playing since vanilla? He'll tell you 20 times. 20 times.
No, but honestly, I think I have to. It's hard for me to say this is the best the game's ever been. I don't ever
but it's pretty good.
Speaking, but I'll tell you, I said this after I played Karazhan for the first time. That's the most fun I can remember playing the game. I don't ever remember myself having any more fun playing the game.
Well,
playing Karazhan with adults with jobs a couple weeks ago. It's just, I mean. Not that it's better than the old stuff, but it's up there. It's just as good now. And it's, so I agree. And I've played every patch.
Yep.
That the game's ever had. So
right.
They're doing some really, really good stuff. I don't know if it's, it's a different world out there, but I think it's a lot of fun. And it's bringing the focus back to. I love what they're doing and what they were talking about at BlizzCon, how it's about a constant stream of content instead of big patches, big expansions, and then nothing for 2 years.
Yeah, well, we don't
for a year.
We definitely don't need that. And I think that was
happening.
And I think that was kind of the biggest gripe, wasn't it?
Well, it's been since Mists of Pandaria. It's been the same thing, or Cataclysm.
Well,
even.
You could actually
you've got a year of content coming out, a year of content after the expansion.
People said that about ICC. They've said it about pretty much every expansion. I think
there's a year of content, and then there's a year of absolutely nothing.
Right.
And hopefully with the new patch system and the way things are happening, and putting the focus on that, and having something to do all the time, is going to solve those problems and keep WoW from hemorrhaging players in that year that there's nothing to do.
Right now, though, all I want is for John and I to help me out with doing my World Quests dailies.
Oh,
again, that was so much fun.
That's what
every day, every morning, Pat.
Every morning we should just do that. We should just do like a short stream about World Quest dailies. Jump in with you. Yeah. Kick off your stream the right way.
You know, we'll make some ham and bacon and eggs. Yeah. I meant to say ham and eggs.
Denver
but I just
omelet.
Went to ham and bacon. Yep.
Make a little Denver omelet and just go on the stream and go have some fun.
Eat it together and talk. It'll be like we're at the same table with computers right there doing World Quests.
Yeah.
Not weird at all.
I can hear in my head listeners going, stop it. Let's get on to what is actually going on. So, yes, let's go. Let's do that. So, okay, just a few things real quick, and then we'll maybe discuss a little bit more. So, we already talked a little bit about 7.3. Karazhan, they're super happy about Karazhan, and Ian let slip that about 300,000 people, pre-made group finder groups, were already set for Karazhan in the first week. So 300,000 pre-made groups.
It's a lot of groups.
That's just the ones in Group Finder. So
everybody 1.5 million people.
Everybody seems to be, and that's just in Group Finder. So imagine, how many people weren't doing that. We're doing it with friends that they actually know. So that'd be great. Let's see. We talked a little bit about Trial of Valor. Artifact appearances. This one's kind of cool. So artifact appearances, they are trying to figure out how to keep them around so that you can transmog them after Legion.
Yeah, which is necessary. They're way too cool to go away.
And by the way, for that they get the big applause.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's that. There was a thing about Kirin Tor quests being too questy.
The worst.
The worst. being too
you don't
regular.
Like puzzle quests?
Being too regular. So they said, all right, we're going to make those more rare.
Yes, okay. I love little iPhone app puzzle games in my World of Warcraft.
Yep.
No, I honestly do, just not like 3 times a week.
It's just another garrison mission. No,
I think they're easy. Yeah, I don't mind it. I'd rather do that than gathering quests.
Because you have an add-on, Shark.
No. I'm not talking to you. Can't totally do the quests on the add-on.
Have you seen? Okay. Well, there are definitely Kirin Tor quest add-ons that just do all the work for you.
Oh, really?
I took you as a Kirin Tor quest add-on guy. I apologize.
I don't have.
I did not assume.
Apparently, I don't have enough add-ons in my life. I need more add-ons for my game so that I don't have to actually.
It takes up like 350 megabytes of your awesome. Dedicated memory to the game. So but whatever. But then you can play that little Sudoku game. No problem.
I love it.
See, I hate the squirrels. I'll do anything but the squirrel quest. That's the worst.
The find the squirrel and kick the nuts.
The respawn rate on those
kick them right in the nuts.
Terrible. Wow, there's just like 50 people there trying to grab squirrels, and one pops up joke. And like, I got the nut squirrel nut.
Yep.
God.
Yep. All right. Anywho, so those will be a little more rare. We'll see how that goes over.
Great.
Anything else from the Q&A that you guys wanted to bring up?
Anything? So, I mean, we already talked about the keystone level, right?
Yeah.
So the keystones are going up
Yep.
Which is nice for you people who are at the cutting edge. Tatfun Tovo. You know.
Right.
So the rest of it, that's
nice.
Is just getting higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm on 5.
And by the way, with the increased levels, also you're going to get increased rewards. So if you're actually clearing plus 12 mythic dungeon, that you'll get loot that starts at what is it
885? 885.
Yeah, and by
the
way,
almost starts with a 9.
Right, and speaking of really high eye levels, legendaries just went up. They, if you didn't notice, they went up to eye level 910.
For those of you that have them.
So for those of us that have them, yes, another big round of applause, because that's always nice.
Did I tell you guys? Have I talked on the show about Hannah getting 2 of those yet?
Yes, you did. I remember that.
Good.
I remember that clearly.
Make sure.
I remember the
Shark,
salt.
did you start playing in vanilla?
I did, and I'm still waiting on my legendary.
Okay.
I should have just been handed a legendary by Ion Hazzikostas himself for as long as I played the game, right?
Yep, that's right.
Vanilla guys, anybody?
That's right. That's why I have the salty video playing right now. All right. The salty clam.
Yes.
Anywho, was there anything? Okay, so 7.1.5 is on the PTR, and I already hear people complaining about their class balance and stuff like that, and hopefully they work out some of this stuff, because it doesn't seem like fire mages and marks hunters are
not the best ever anymore. So.
No, well, they're not happy. They're not happy.
No, when you get nerfed, you're not going to be happy.
When you get nerfed into the ground.
No, I agree with fire mages. I think fire mage should be
I
the
agree
best
with Mark's hunters
time.
too. It's what they're doing is not really right. It doesn't seem right. So I hope that they notch it, iterate. I hope that they iterate it.
Good word.
A bit more. So we'll see. But 7.1.5 is where all the new micro holidays are coming in. And
micro holidays, the best.
I don't know if they're the best. They're just weird. There's the spring
boats, Pat.
Boats. There's the thousand
boats.
The 1,000 boat
Happy
bash
boat day
over in 1,000 Needles, and they also have a balloon festival, so you can go ride a hot air balloon.
What's the next one coming up? Is that going to be the call of the Scarab?
The call of the Scarab,
the one.
That was the Encourage date.
It's the Encourage day.
Yeah. We also have a Tavern Crawl coming January 31st. So if you want to do a pub crawl in WoW instead of in real life, you could do that. And then it's just mage portals from place to place. So that's kind of cool.
I love these.
I like how they're just doing a day. Like they're not. All they're doing is putting something on the calendar. They're not adding anything to the game, and it's just going to be a bunch of mages porting people to a bunch of
It's just silly. Yeah, it's just a silly thing.
It's brilliant, though. It's brilliant,
it's
right? I mean, I've been listening to WoW podcasts, I feel like, just as long as anybody. And if there's one thing that has always been like the prevailing opinion is fun. Like people just want to have fun. Give me an opportunity to have fun. Ion Hazzikostas right now has so much swagger. He's just like, you know what? One day holidays. Why not? Because it's fun and he gets it. Yeah. And I'm so happy that the WoW team gets the fact that there's not this identity crisis in top-end arena and rating that makes World of Warcraft. And there's so much more that you can do to make the game engaging and fun.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm all about it.
They're making, like, we had your guild will have an event planner or an events team or something like that to try and think up this kind of stuff on their own. They're just making it a global guild that everybody in the game gets to do this like guild event,
right?
You know what I mean? So and a lot of people. I'm not necessarily the world's most active guild event attender because I'm more about, hey, what am I going to get? How do I get the loot? But at the same time,
all the loot,
sitting around
the loot.
the best memories I have of this game are sitting around, flying around Orgrimmar, waiting for a PvP queue to pop. You know what I mean? Just talking with my friends. And that's what these things will do. They will get everybody, I've got to get online so I can do the hatching of the hippogriff thing. And
my favorite,
everyone's online talking and hanging out. That's what it's, it's
my
social.
my favorite event that we've done as a guild is lawn darts, where you just set up a raid marker at the bottom of a cliff. You take off all your armor and then you take a nosedive and see where you splat.
Try to hit that. Yeah, see where you.
See, I'm a priest. You just levitate that last little bit. Always win.
Cheater.
It's called cheating.
Yep, it is called cheating. Hey,
and winning.
Right.
Sorry.
Anything else for WoW, guys? Anything else that you guys want to bring up?
Happy boat day.
Happy boat day. All right, let's talk.
Happy boat day.
Let's talk a little bit of Heroes of the Storm.
Let's jam.
Yeah. All right. So, Shark, you're kind of our resident Heroes guy now.
At least the one on the show today.
On the show today, yeah. Gizmo. Guess what? Gizmo's sick.
I know.
Gizmo.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, everybody's sick. Everybody's sick. We know that everybody's sick. We are the 3 most healthy people from the show, and we all made it. We are the 3 most healthy.
Oh, got it.
Least physically ill.
Mentally and physically.
No, I'm not discounting mentally ill.
I cannot vouch for that, Shark.
So
I cannot vouch for that.
But everybody's sick. So let's talk a little bit about Heroes of the Storm. And first up, let's talk about Varian. Sure. How was Varian? What was going on?
Well, I got to play Varian a little bit, and I played him a little bit at BlizzCon as well. And he, my worry with Varian, I haven't purchased him yet. I plan on doing it, but my issue is going to be getting him into those Hero League games and having him, if he's good enough to play in Hero League, which spec are they going to take? Are people going to be communicating with each other? All these sorts of issues that are going to come up because he's their first multi-class hero. You can viably play him as a tank and as damage, where I know there's the argument that said that, hey, Karazhan has a pretty cool damage build, but it's still not like Karazhan's not the bruiser you want to take into a battle, even when you're doing his damage build. It's more of those things if you quick match in and you've got a Karazhan and a Lili, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'll just go damage.
But isn't there also like 2 different kinds of damage that you can do with the guy? You can do like Fury or arms or something like that. I mean, basically,
yeah. His Fury, where he does the 2 swords, that's his sustained damage. So the idea is that he will do a high rate of damage over a period of time, sort of like Vala's damage with the old auto build, Drainer's damage, something like that, except for with melee. And then his burst damage is his 2-handed, his arms build, if you will. And that causes a much higher damage,
single target stuff and whatnot.
Right, exactly. Single target. Really, it's a higher rate of damage, but a slower rate of attack. So yeah, it's interesting. He plays really, really well. I have enjoyed him. I haven't got to play him enough to get him out there, but he's definitely going to switch the game up a little bit. I haven't played him enough to know whether or not he's OP or not. Let me look at his rankings real quick.
All right. Well, and while you're doing that, maybe John, you and I can talk a little bit about what's going on with there's something between Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm as well.
So much, Pat. Like there's not something.
It's synergy.
Going on.
It's called synergy.
We are arguably at the 2 biggest points in Hearthstone and Overwatch that we've been in the past half a year. Not the whole year, but half of the year. You want to go Hearthstone or Overwatch first?
Well, no, I wanted to talk about the Heroes of the Storm versus
the goodies
with Overwatch and how that whole thing works.
The goods.
Because I've been stepping foot into the Nexus for my Oni Genji skin.
Yeah.
which that takes a lot to do, Pat. I mean, you guys do drinking and swearing almost every Friday.
Yeah.
And you'll notice, what's the one week I always skip? It's Heroes of the Storm week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you know what? I have to play 15 games with friends to get my sweet Oni Genji skin. So I'm all about these cross promotions are so dangerous.
They're
so dangerous.
They really are.
I know they want me to get addicted to another game and start a podcast about another game. I'm not doing it, Blizzard. I see what you're doing.
Well, until we figure out what Tom Chilton is up to, and then maybe it's going to happen again.
Yeah, that's true.
The new Titan.
Yep.
The new Titan is out there. Yep.
I can't even.
But there's also like a bunch of portraits that you can get and stuff like that. It's 15 games through January 4th. So yeah, until January 4th to get 15 games in with friends. And if you do more than that, if you do 30 games, so you'll earn more rewards.
You get a bunch of stuff, including a 30-day stem pack, which is a $15 value, $10 value.
Wow. So, all right. So how's Varian doing in the ranks? How does he look?
Right now,
and
well,
it's
it's
early.
really hard to tell because it's the first day.
Early.
He's only played like 300 games, but he's near. He's not doing too bad. He's near the bottom, but not the very bottom, and it's probably because it's not used to him yet.
People are experimenting.
Unlike heroes like Samuro, who was just always at the top, forever at the top, always banned, forever banned, and has been for a while. He's I can't. Who else was like that when they first came out? Leoric was really, really good way back in the day when he first came out. Zarya is another one that was really, really, really strong when she first came out. So, but anyway, lots of cool stuff going up in Heroes, and a lot of people gave me crap about our live show. By the way, I was just really salty because I came right from the Heroes game, and they
never played Blizzard games before the show. Everybody knows this. You need at least 4 to 5 hours.
I was watching.
Yeah, he was watching the tourney,
and they kept pausing because stuff was. And I was like, forget it. They're all the worst.
It's super salty.
Everything was fine. I was just in a bad mood, and I was sick. Anyway,
it's all good.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
It was Heroes is strong right now, and I think I can't wait. I want Ragnaros to be. I wish Ragnaros was the first hero.
Ragnaros looks like he's going to be tons of fun. I can't wait for him.
I don't care if Ragnaros is like the worst ever. I just want to play him.
Yeah,
he was so much fun to play on the floor, and it was. I didn't quite figure him out, but I think he's going to be really, really strong unless they alter him significantly before they bring him into the Nexus. But I think he might be, the way that they're doing the PTR stuff, he might be on the PTR very, very, because Varian came out today. He should be on the PTR soon. He's not on there already.
You're right. Right.
But yeah.
Soon TM. So there we have that. Anything else, Heroes? I think that's pretty much covers everything that was, since BlizzCon. I mean, it's really tough to follow that up and say, oh my God, it was such a heavy news week for anything.
If you don't have a friend in Heroes, or you haven't started playing, you're listening to this podcast and haven't played Heroes and want some of this cool free stuff, hit me up on Twitch. Or on Twitter.
Yeah.
Hit me up on Twitter.
Sharku _CTR on Twitter.
Yeah, I will send you a friend request where you can get a couple free heroes just for playing the game, and we'll play together.
There you go.
We'll get some of this free stuff.
There you go.
It'll be lots of fun. So if you're not in the game yet, do that.
Right.
Offered.
All right. Let's talk a little bit of Hearthstone.
Well met.
So hey, that's the name of your podcast, John.
Yeah, it's a really catchy name, Pat.
It is. It's weird. Let's
feel really good about that name.
So what do we know? What do we know about the expansion, John?
Oh my God, we know so much. So, Mean Streets of Gadgetzan is the newest expansion announced at BlizzCon.
Right.
It is an expansion, not an adventure, like many people kind of thought. Hey, maybe they're doing 2 adventures back to back. It's not. 132 new cards, Here's the cliff notes of the big things, though. The first thing is the big idea behind this expansion is the idea of factions. So you have the Cabal, the Grimy Goons, and the Jade Lotus. And they each kind of consist of different classes. We'll talk about that in a second. But they have kind of distinct flavors to the type of cards that you get. The Grimy Goons are kind of weapon heavy, and the Cabal are kind of potion heavy. And think of the Jade Lotus as kind of assassin, kind of, Pandaria. You guys remember Pandaria? It's like 4 years ago.
Yep.
And forgotten expansion ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got these things, but the big thing that they introduced was something called tri-class cards.
Which sounds really cool.
It does.
Really cool.
It's so first of all, for those of you who follow Hearthstone but don't listen to podcasts, a 10th class is not coming anytime soon. So just settle down. And tri-class cards is part of the reason to why that confirms that. So essentially what they've created now are these cards that aren't neutral, that can be played by any class, but they are semi-neutral, and that they can be played by one of three classes. So each faction has allegiances to different classes. I don't have them all memorized, but I believe that Grimy Goons is Hunter, Paladin, Warrior. You have Cabal, which is Warlock, Priest, and Mage.
Yeah.
And then you have the last one, which is the last three. Because I can't even think of them right now.
It's Rogue and...
It's Rogue, Shaman, and Druid.
Yeah.
Rogue, Shaman, Druid.
That's the
one.
For
Jade
which
Lotus.
Totally
Jade
makes
Lotus.
sense, except for the Shaman. Anyway.
Yep.
Question for you. Maybe you know, maybe you found out, because I know that you asked the question yourself. Is how is that going to show up in your card list?
Dunno.
Is it gonna be?
Dunno.
I was wondering if it was going to show up in your class cards, if it was going to show up as a neutral card for you, or if it was going to be a third tab for tri-class.
I would assume that you would get a new tab for each faction: the Cabal, the Brutes, and the
Grimy Goons.
Grimy Goons. Cabal, the
Jade Lotus.
And the Jade Lotus. So you'll get, just like you can scroll over and have Mage, Shaman, this, that, the other, and neutral. Now you're going to have Cabal, and so you can go if you're trying to build a. Is that not okay? Thanks. But if you're trying to build it.
So sorry, not wrong, but I think how they're doing it is this. I believe it shows up in neutral if you haven't selected a class in the collection manager. And once you choose a class, it shows up as a different tab. So you'll have, if you choose Warlock, you'll see the Warlock tab, you'll see the neutral tab, and then you'll see the Cabal tab. Not necessarily in that order. Probably Warlock, Cabal, and then...
I would just put it
the other way.
I would just put it all as tri-class cards. Here are the tri-class cards. And because it's so class dependent. And as soon as you pick your class, you automatically know which ones you're getting. So
see, if I was to do it, I would just make a Death class.
This is just
I'm sure this is a really interesting thing for people to hear about.
Well, it's just
Pat,
it's just
earlier
us
in the show,
bickering about theory crafting about how this stupid stuff is going to show up in our inventory.
Yeah, about UI. Theory crafting about UI. That's the best. That's the best podcast material
UI
right there.
Right here.
Pat, you said earlier you could hear the screams of people who didn't care. I think we're there, right?
No.
I think we're at that point.
I think we're pretty much there.
I'll tell you this, though.
Oh, yes.
The one thing I would say is that we have seen the tri-class leaders. So the leader of the Grimy Goons, which is Don Honcho, which gives a random minion +5/+5 in your hand, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
We also seen Kazakis, I believe that's how you pronounce it. He's the leader of the Cabal.
Yeah.
And what he does is it's a create your own spell, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar at all with the Discover mechanic, basically when you play a card with Discover, you get a choice of 3 cards. Instead, with Hazzikostas, you get basically a triple Discover create your own spell card. So you choose a mana cost, and then you choose 2. So you get a choice of 3 mana costs, and then a choice of 3 attributes, and then a choice of 3 more attributes, essentially. So you're creating your own custom spell, which is really cool for those who want to elevate the level of decision making without trying to take away, some of the excitement that you get in Hearthstone. So Discover has always been one of my favorite mechanics in Hearthstone. And they basically said, hey, you know what? Here's Discover. Welcome to Arnold Schwarzenegger Discover on steroids. So
get to the chopper.
It's pretty exciting.
You gotta get to the
chopper.
I will say that this is
now.
The first Hearthstone expansion that I have already spent $50 on this expansion. I can't wait. I'm really, really excited about it. I think there's a lot of new ways to play the game. It's broadening the standard decks.
Sure.
For now.
Yeah, for now. Well, and they'll be in the decks next year as well because it's every 2 years. But
right.
But it's I'm really excited about it. I already I pre-ordered my 50 packs, so it's a deal you can't really give up. 50 packs for $50. That's a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's $1 for pack.
Yeah.
For those mathfully challenged, algebraically challenged people out there listening to the show. It's $1 for pack. This has changed though. There will not be a in-game pre-order for the expansion. You need to get it through the Battle.net launcher, which sends you to the website, or just straight through the website itself. Yongwoo on Twitter explained that it would just take too much engineering for such a short amount of time because it's going to be going live in early December, which is almost as fast as the WoW team has been churning out content. So that's pretty quick.
Yep. I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna dub this podcast as 3 weirdos talk trash about everything. I think that's. I thought I've been pretty nice. No. You have. It's not even talking trash. It's just goofing on everything. It seems
3
like we're
weirdos talk over each other to talk trash.
Sure. Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
Sure.
I'm just kidding.
The podcast.
Talking over you.
Sure. And I think we all deserve this one.
Dork of the Week.
Yeah. So, wait, there's only one Dork of the Week. Who is it, though?
Nope, there's 3 this week.
Dorks of the Week.
The other ones are sick. They called in and they said, we're not coming because we know that this is a train wreck. We're just waiting to happen. So that's good.
Thanks, Pat.
All right.
I'm glad my contributions have been seen.
No, we've talked. It's good. It's good content, guys. It's just,
Do we get to talk about Sombra yet?
Yeah. All right. Let's talk.
Thank you.
About Overwatch.
Yeah, dipstick.
Yes.
Yeah. So Sombra is live, and I was not able to play her at all.
Me neither.
At all.
John?
I tried to play her. I tried to play her. I went into Overwatch and I tried to play her, John, but I couldn't play her. You know why? I wasn't fast enough. I wasn't fast enough.
Oh, because one hero limit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that's
John,
a big change.
Is that throughout everything?
Please tell me.
Quick match too?
No, I don't think so, but kind of. John, I'm going to let you take it away with Sombra, and then we'll talk about why you can only have one Sombra. All right?
Sure.
Okay.
So Sombra is our newest hero in the world of Overwatch. She was teased up to BlizzCon, announced at BlizzCon, and was on the PTR almost immediately and went from PTR to live today on Tuesday, November 15th. So
and that deserves this. Okay. Now that it's live, you gotta. Everybody's been waiting for Sombra for months and months and months. So
for Sombra time now, yeah,
yep.
I agree.
Oh boy,
so Rena
so bad.
Just scoot right on past that one.
So bad.
Turn the corner.
Yep.
So Sombra is again very unique. The Overwatch team has done a very good job at keeping their heroes unique. She has stealth for I believe it's like 6 seconds, and then she has a speed boost while she's in stealth mode. She can hack, which she can hack a health pack, which means that only she can use it, or she can hack a hero, which means that you basically can just left click or right bumper shoot, and that's about it. You can't use any of your abilities, and it's way too long. I swear to God, I was not swearing at my television all day today while I was getting hacked by Sombras. It was absolutely brutal. And then her ultimate is an EMP, which basically hacks everybody within a radius, which is also pretty brutal. And then she's got this, and then she's got this cool teleportation device that she throws. If you've seen the cinematic, which number one, if you haven't, what are you doing with your life?
Right.
But number two, if you haven't seen it, it looks kind of like a Soldier 76 heal doodad. She can throw it and it will stay there. It doesn't, I believe, explode when you shoot it or things like that, like a Junkrat trap. And basically she can recall to that point at just about any time. One of the really popular ways to use this is that they hack a health pack, put their teleportation device on top of the health pack, and then they use it kind of defensively. A lot of people try to use it to like get into the fray, and even the Overwatch team's like, nope, don't do that. Use it defensively. Go into the fray, kill some people with your awesome SMG type gun, and then, recall back to a health pack, your full health, and everyone else is pissed. And that's exactly what happened to me way too many times today.
Yep. I saw that.
She's really cool.
Seemed pretty fun.
Really cool.
I felt I was a little left out in the cold.
She's tough to play, though. She's tough to play. Bad Sombra is bad. It's like a bad
play
Zarya.
Because now you gotta be quick on the select. This was
that's the game.
Right. So now the mini game is selecting your hero within the first second and a half.
Better than 6 Sombra v 6 Sombra, though.
You're right. No, I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. Because nothing would happen. So John, why? So what's going on with the select a hero thing? Because I'm not even sure exactly what this is, because it doesn't seem to be affecting every hero the same way. Or is it? I don't know.
It should be. So basically, no hero limit is gone from quick play. The Overwatch team, and we actually talked about this on the payload, about ways, because I love no hero limit. I think there's something cool and special about rolling with 3, 4, 5 of your friends, all rolling Torbjorn on defense on Hanamura, and having a great time. Like, that's something special and great.
That's good.
But is quick play the best place to do that? Is kind of the conversation that we had. And,
it's the best place. It's the best place to have that.
Well, our good Lord Jeff Kaplan would say you're wrong. And
yes, he would.
So basically what they did is quick play is now 1 hero limit. It's the same rules as competitive. So it's kind of a training ground. When you're playing quick play, you're playing the same rules as competitive. You have to get to level 25 before you go to competitive. So why not make those the same rules and not make it like, before we were playing 3 Lucios because we had no idea what we're doing, and now that we're in quick play, I can't play 3 Lucios. Instead of having that, daunting, traumatic experience, you just can't. It's just 1 hero limit in quick play and 1 hero limit in competitive.
So no more 3 Hanzos. Although you can
Thank
still
the Lord.
You can still have 2
that's a big
snipers.
Applause, Pat.
Yeah. No.
That is
Okay. It gets a small smattering.
The golf clap. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
A smattering.
Because
of
now
claps.
I can't say, oh no, it was the other people that were messing up my game. No, now it's all about my game and how I messed it up.
Right.
unless the Sombra player is really bad. So
I'm saying nobody better take my Junkrat.
There's much more personal responsibility for sure.
Right.
And that you can still play no hero limit, but they introduced as well arcade mode.
Yeah.
And that kind of took the place on the menu of where Brawl was. And when you click on it, you're actually presented with quite a few different options, including a 1v1 and a 3v3 deathmatch.
Right. Which I did not try. I did not try that one, but it looked like a blast. And I was like, if I had more time to devote to Overwatch today, I would totally do that. So
it's a lot of fun. The Overwatch team is totally right that the that deathmatch doesn't work in a 6v6 type of thing. Yeah. But in a 1v1, 3v3 type play, it's amazing. It was a lot of fun. My brother and I played it for probably 2.5, 3 hours this afternoon. It just dropped this afternoon. We played a lot. And I will tell you this, if you're going to play a tank, if you're not playing a Diva or a Roadhog, you're doing it wrong. They're both so good right now.
Yep.
But yeah, we just had a lot of fun doing that. But inside of that as well, there's the bot games, I believe, and the former quick play of, just do what you want.
Right.
So that is still there. You can still ruin people's days and make them cry.
Awesome. As long as I can ruin somebody's day, I'm good.
Well, bad. Just kidding.
And if you guys want to check it out, you can check it out this weekend, 18th through the 21st. It's going to be free on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and of course PC. So, and if you want to join us for Drinking and Swearing, we do that Friday nights, starting at about 9 o'clock Central Time. Just look for my tweets and stuff like that.
Or just be with us in Discord. That's where we are anyways.
Yeah, you can go to the Discord. You can go to the Discord. Yeah, discord.convertoria.com. Join that and check out the stuff in there. And now we can actually get back to a schedule with Drinking and Swearing. So everybody is cheering about that one. Because leading up to BlizzCon, couldn't do jack on Friday nights.
I've never been.
I need sleep
on a schedule for drinking and or swearing. It's just constant.
It just happens. It's constant. It's constant. The problem is
5 p.m.
a constant stream of drinking and swearing.
Right. The problem is I'm never really sober enough to concentrate on a schedule for that stuff.
Every day.
Right.
It's called living and swearing for Sharku. Living and swearing.
Yeah.
Existing in the hell that is my life.
No.
That's not true.
It's not that bad.
No.
My life's great because I have alcohol and profanity.
You're on Broadway, dude.
Right.
You're on Broadway.
You're on off. Way off Broadway. All right.
They call it lean way.
Anything else going
Small
on? We have the Heroes Global Championship qualifiers beginning this weekend right after BlizzCon. So that's kind of interesting. So there we go.
Well, they're doing that, right? Hearthstone and Overwatch are both desynchronizing their World Cup big World Championship finales from BlizzCon, which is interesting. The whole eSports scene is you're not going to go to BlizzCon for a 2-day convention and have to choose between the 5 games that you love which World Championship you want to watch.
Right.
Which I like. Personally, I think is great. And I also think it opens them up to do some cool things throughout the year that they couldn't before. So
yeah,
I'm all about that.
Yeah, it'll be nice. And then that way, yeah, exactly. Deciding which esport championship you're going to watch is tough, especially if you're like John. Especially if you're like John and you play 3 games all the time, and you can't decide.
So here's the trick, Pat.
Yeah.
What you do is you go into the newest game. So I sat in the Overwatch arena, had Hearthstone on my phone, and then I had World of Warcraft on my iPad. And I just got to see it all. And the video people did not laugh at me at all and say you won't get on the promo reel because you got all your technology out. And we can't put an Apple logo or a Samsung logo or whatever type of technology I use.
Whatever it was,
right,
the generic, pad that I had. Nope.
Yes.
That can't.
It's a tablet.
Yeah, tablet.
Just a tablet.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the change. I see a little bit. It's sad because part of me going to BlizzCon is watching eSports. So I'm hoping they have something for all the games, whether it's the World Championship, end-all be-all national tournament or not, that they'll have some sort of tournament. I think they would, but who knows?
Right.
But
and I
my
think
biggest problem is...
Go ahead.
Then if they keep all of the championships on the West Coast, I'm never going to get to see a championship again. I cannot afford to go to California or Seattle every time, or even more than once a year. It's
right.
Just
they need to have,
I would say most people.
They need to have the Appalachia tour come through.
Well, even if it was do something in Atlanta. Atlanta's huge.
Maybe it was
Atlanta. Do something in Boston.
But Shark, here's the deal. Dude, this is going to be happening this year, maybe, probably. I think
the Overwatch League?
Overwatch League is coming.
Yeah.
And I think that this is going to be one of those things where Overwatch League is going to take over as probably the prime esport for BlizzCon, just in general, because they have their own league for it. You know what I'm talking about? And
when they introduced the...
Yeah,
go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say, when they introduced the NFL and they realized that they had something special, that's Overwatch League.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
It is
huge.
And I think that this is going to be one of those things where you can actually go to the place. You can go to the place, you can go to the arena, and you can go check it out. And you can see what's happening locally, which is tremendous.
I hope so.
I know of three major companies. I'll just say companies because it's very vague here in Colorado who may or may not be interested in bidding on a professional esports Overwatch team.
Awesome.
I'm just saying this is huge. It's got people excited, people who you may not even know were into esports and that whole thing. I believe that there was an interview that said there was over 100 different professional and esports organizations involved in the BlizzCon weekend to talk about Overwatch League and present and release Overwatch League. That's amazing. That should be really exciting.
Well, and like you were saying, John, I think it's interesting that you alluded to football. I mean, 50 years ago, or a little over 50 years ago, we didn't have a Super Bowl. There was no such thing. You know what I mean? That was just 50 years ago. There are people alive today before the Super Bowl was a thing. There are people alive today before football was as popular as it is nowadays. There's no reason. That's what I say about esports all the time. No reason for us to believe that at some point in the nearer than farther future, esports will be a main...
Way to hedge your bet.
I know, right? You're welcome. But I'm not saying it's happening tomorrow, but I think that it's within the lifetime of the folks that are listening to the show, of people that are... I mean, it could be 20, 25 years that one of the major televised sporting events is going to be an Overwatch tournament or a LoL tournament or anything like that. It
won't be LoL. It won't be LoL.
The times they are a changing.
They are, and I just hope that the Overwatch League doesn't get trapped into doing Roman numerals because I didn't want to see Super Bowl.
Those are over
L.
like 4,000 years old.
I know.
Get out of it.
Plus, I didn't want to see Super Bowl L.
That's the best part. That's the only thing keeping Roman numerals alive.
Super Bowl.
That's the only Super Bowl I see.
Super Bowl.
As a Minnesota fan, we always see the
XL.
L at the end of our Super Bowls.
Yes.
Got him.
Anyway,
the Vikings have been to a Super Bowl? I'm joking.
4.
The Panthers have been to 2 and lost both of them too. So.
Anywho, we'll stop talking about real sports and we'll talk more about I don't know. I think we're done with the show. Are we done with the show? Is there anything else? Is there any other esports stuff that you want to talk about, or any of the other games that we missed something on? I think we hit everything all right.
Congrats to all the new world champions.
Yes,
that's it.
Hey, sure, absolutely.
Lots of new world champions.
Yep.
I got to hang out with Panzer in the airport. Is that a thing?
Sure. Panzer's cool. I got to hang out with her a few years ago.
She's super awesome.
2 years ago.
Like, I walked into the security line, and in front of me is a girl with like bright pink and multicolored hair, and I'm like, that was
Panzer. Everybody at BlizzCon. That was Cuddles, for crying out loud. He had multicolored hair.
That's true.
And he was wearing a kilt, so he could be, you never know.
I talked to her for a minute, and she took a picture with me, and she was really nice.
Yeah, she is nice.
Yay.
She is nice.
We chatted for a while. The security guy actually yelled at us for being too loud. Can you imagine me and Panzer having a conversation?
No, I can't imagine that ever being
a loud conversation with Shark. Who would have thought?
That's the title for the show. A loud conversation with Shark. Hey, by the way, just one, I want to mention this because it's super special. Scott Johnson from The Instance and other shows, he did an interview with Chris Metzen, and it's really, really good. And I want to point people in that direction. He did a interview with Metzen, catching up with him after the first couple of months of retirement, and he's like, he sounds so relaxed. Imagine that. He sounds
Thrall's
so
a
relaxed.
hippie now.
Whatever.
So
the way Blizzard works, he'll be back in 10 years anyway. He's not retired. Exactly. He's taking a 10-year vacation.
His Thrall is very Coloradan now. It's like, hey, man, be one with the elements, man. Sorry, I'm out. Done.
A clever strategy.
Yeah, that's the one. He just got up and left. He's out.
Quit the show.
He's out. No, he'll be back. Who knows? I don't know. But until then, why don't I play this music? I'm gonna play this music. And Shark, are you up to anything? Can people watch you? Can people talk to you? You were talking about people getting a hold of you for heroes.
Get on my Twitters and give me a call.
Wow. Wow.
Your turn to get up and leave. Your turn to get up and leave.
All right. No, come in.
We'll rotate.
You can hit me up on Twitter at Sharku_CTR. I haven't been streaming in the past couple months because of this stupid freaking monstrosity of a play that has ruled my life.
Sure.
But hopefully I'll get back into it. Usually I stream, twice a week or so. Adult Switch Jobs isn't in Cheer League right now. They're taking a break, so I'll be able to stream with those guys again because we didn't stream our Cheer League strats before.
Cool.
But I'll get into that. Maybe stream some Kara. Maybe stream, I don't know, just fun stuff.
Yeah.
Hit me up on Twitter if you want to see anything or have any suggestions. Like, hey, Sharp, we want to see you stream Hearthstone because we heard you're really, really bad and we want to make fun of you.
We want to see your dance moves. That's coming, by the way. Next time you're on, I'll have the gifts up.
Please no.
Yeah,
but
it was
the stream
good.
Is
the sprinkler
also,
is amazing.
So you got to get that belly going, or else it's momentum. That's is what was driving that force. But the stream is twitch.tv/Sharku_CTR, and I usually tweet the deets before I go live. So
cool.
Check me out.
Cool. Hey, John, where can people find you? What are you up to now that you're back? Are you up on your regular streaming schedule?
Yes, I am. A little bit less than normal just because it's finals coming up. Not this week, but next week. So all the final projects are due and things like that. But I'm still streaming 25 to 30 hours a week over at twitch.tv/KickedTripod.
Awesome.
So I am there. We do Well Met podcast. It's a Hearthstone podcast over at twitch.tv/BlizzPro on Sunday evenings, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we do The Payload, which is an Overwatch podcast on Thursday evenings, twitch.tv/The Blizz Pro, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as well. And then I'm on Twitter at Kicked Tripod. And I spend a lot of time there. That's like my home away from home. That and Discord. That's where I live.
Right. And since the music ended, I'm just gonna jump into this. I'm just gonna jump right into it.
Jump right in.
That's right.
Jump on it.
And if you guys want to follow me, I'm on Pat Crane on Twitter. And this weekend, Friday, drinking and swearing with Overwatch for everybody because it's free. So join in if you can. That'd be
$5
lovely.
buy-in.
Yeah, $5 buy-in. Nope.
John Horstmann at PayPal.com.
Everyone that
even
kills
the thing.
Kalani
That's not even
does
the thing.
get a prize, though. If you kill Kalani, you get a prize. That's guaranteed.
No, that's not.
And the prize is you get to pour yourself another drink.
Also, so if you want to tell these guys how awful they are at promoting something, you can join in on the conversations that we're having.
I'm sorry.
For Discord, for all that stuff. You can email us at converttoraid@gmail.com. You can call and leave comments and questions on our raid line, 612-787-RAID. That's 612-787-7243. You can follow us on Twitter at converttoraid, and you can join the Bazubo Guabo Nation by heading over to converttoraid.com, where we have show downloads, forums, videos, audios, links, and so on. Discord's over there. Guild stuff is over there. Everything is over there. Boom. Go over there. We're also on iTunes and YouTubes and all those types of things. We are on the internet, so find us. Yep. Convert to Raid Presents is produced and distributed by Signals Media. Make sure to check out all of our friends at the Signals Media All-Star Network at signalsmedia.com. And that is going to be a show. Finally, we can call it done. Ugh. Welcome back from BlizzCon, everybody.
Is it done or is it finished, Pat?
Maybe both.
What?
Maybe both. I'm not sure exactly what you mean.
What?
You dipstick.
Is it done?
Yep.
Yeah, you dipstick.
I have
Correct
no idea
grammar.
what that means. No idea
Sounds
what
way
that
more
means.
harsh
Let's
when
get
it
it
comes to
together.
it from a human voice.
Right.
A steak,
it really
A
does.
steak is done.
All
the
right.
show is finished.
All right. Well, I'm done for the night. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Man.
Now we're finished.